Hello again. My thought for the day. Yes, it's sort of an overcast, cloudy day today, but I don't think it's going to rain. But anyhow, my thoughts. Well, they're many and varied, I suppose, especially after 8 years of living here. You know, a Filipina, that's a woman from the Philippines, as opposed to a Filipino, is a very complex individual. You may well find that your girlfriend or your wife to be has a large circle of girlfriends who often form what they call a group chat on their telephone. You may well see them in the jeepneys and wandering around, skimming through all of the different names to react to each little screenshot of whatever it is that each of them has said. We often might just say, well, they're, I suppose, gossiping between each other. But I tend to see that what they're doing really is they tend to bounce ideas off each other. They're often lifelong friends who come and go in popularity between each other. But generally they all stick together in the sense that they built those friendships up at college, maybe at high school or junior high, and it stays with them for their whole life. So the idea that you can somehow alter the mindset of a Filipina is somewhat bizarre to me, because I just don't think it's possible. They are so set in their ways of thinking day by day. Every day is just another day to them. Yes, of course they have dreams, but they still dream in daily doses. I mean, yes, they meet we'll call it a handsome American. Why? Because they'd love to have a green card. They'd love to go and live in the big land of opportunity that the green card and the green dollar provides them with. But ultimately, it goes back to the old reason as to why they really are seeking out those things in life. It's all about like being an overseas foreign worker. Do you really think that for 1 minute they think that there's this great big opportunity of a lifetime to go and work overseas as something that personally they're going to really enjoy? Do you think a young lady who's got in the prime of her life is going to bow and scrape for an employer who's going to maybe treat her disrespectfully, not necessarily as one of the family? Has she become a domestic worker in some foreign land? That's not possible. But what they do feel is a feeling of duty for the family from which they have come from here in the Philippines. And therefore, it's almost an obligation as maybe the best opportunity for the family to find a revenue source. And naturally, marrying a foreigner is one of those options that many parents maybe think about for their daughters. And I say their parents because I'm sure that the pressure is from the parents to pursue the man that they see as an opportunity out of their poverty. Many a case you will hear of how when things go pear-shaped with the foreigner on the first attempt, that no sooner is it announced that it's over, the family are suggesting that they go and find another one, which sees their daughter then really more as a commodity for the benefit of the family, often the ones that can't be bothered to go and look for real work. To say that there's no work here is not really true, because one thing about the Philippines is the women of the families, regardless of what age they are, spend their lifetime making money in some way or another. They're very resourceful at thinking up little schemes that will enable them to get that few extra pesos, even if it's buying fish from one person to sell to another one, becoming like a middlewoman, a middleman, middlewoman. And only for a few pesos, but every little peso counts. Just like in business here, you find the big businessman, he doesn't have just one business. He has many, each one bringing in some form of revenue. And collectively, that is what makes him wealthy. Some businesses don't do as well as others, some do better. But overall, collectively, they provide them with a good family income. And you see that in many of the big businesses here in the Philippines. But the idea that somehow I on this channel are being disrespectful to young Filipino women is balderdash. It is just purely it's a unintentional message that's obviously hitting the ill-educated, who think that somehow I'm putting Filipino women down, and I'm certainly not. I'm just trying to highlight the obstacles that you may well find yourself confronted with here in the Philippines with your Filipino wife, because so many of you guys come with your Western ways, and you just will not budge from that point of view. You're not adaptable. You're not prepared to bend with the wind. You see every obstacle that you don't like as a challenge to your manhood in a way. Why should I do that? She'll have to change. Well, I've got news for you guys. Those that think that way will not succeed here in the Philippines. And therefore, by doing so, you're misleading yourself if you think that your pot of gold is going to be here. Because what you're going to end up with is lots of heartbreak, lots of money disappearing, and maybe on your way back to wherever you came from. Because you're never going to change a Filipino. What you're going to have to do is adapt and try and understand from where they're coming from before you can then map out what you want in life. Because every day that they get older, with them travels their own upbringing, their own culture, and their own understanding of the world. And that's my thought for the day. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Come on guys, press that subscribe button. It costs us nothing. And if you press the, as some people describe, the ding-a-ling bell to all, you'll get an update each day when the new video comes online. So you have a great day or a lovely evening, and we'll speak again tomorrow. Bye now.